So what I did is I went and built a Chrome extension here that you can just install. It's free. If you just search for this term, if you just search for Upwork Job Scraper plus Webhook, you go on Google and just search for that. You can find it. Upwork Job Scraper plus Webhook Chrome extension. Just search for that on Google, and it should be the first result, and it'll bring you to this Chrome extension page. And you just go ahead and hit Add to Chrome, hit Add Extension. You'll see it up in the top bar here. Right click on it, hit Pin. Click on the icon again, and it'll bring you to the settings page for the Chrome extension. There's a little how-to window at the top there. Just you can ignore that. That's what this video is for here. By default, the scraping will be enabled, but you'll need to configure some of these settings here. So what you want to do, I'll disable the webhook just for now. We can re-enable that later, but I'll leave the notifications on so we can see when new jobs are being scraped. By default, the jobs will be scraped every 5 minutes. You can adjust that to however often you'd like it to scrape for new jobs. And what you want to do is come down here. The first step should be coming down here to the feed sources and just hit custom, not open custom URL, but hit go to Upwork job search. Just click that. And what you want to do is just enter in whatever search terms you want. You can enter in the search terms up here if you want, or you can go into the advanced search. I like using the advanced search because you can get a lot more specific here. So you can go like Python. You can use quotes in here as well, and everything's just space separated, not comma separated here. So you can do like make .com here, API integration. Type in whatever you like here, and let's say if you don't want to see something that has a job posting that matches any of these terms but doesn't have the word WordPress in it, you can do that. And then you can configure this search any way that you want it. So you can say US only, I only want jobs that are $21 an hour and over, or projects that are project-based pricing of 201 and over. I like saying, instead of saying $20 an hour, because some job posts will say like 15 to 20 an hour, and this is an easy way to filter out jobs that are lower paying. If you just go to say 21, then you filter out all the jobs that are like 15 to 20 an hour. If you just go $1 more, then you're getting jobs that'll be like $20 an hour to $35 an hour or whatever. So you can just go. That's a little hack for you there. And then you can configure any of these the way you want. So I don't limit my number of proposals at all. I'll just leave that the way it is. I want to make sure payment is verified. That's my personal preference. And then you can configure any of that stuff the way that you want it. So, and you can see we're getting, we will always want to sort by newest. And then if you want, you can come down here and change the quantity. You can leave it on 10 if you want. I'd like to just set it on 50. It doesn't matter. If you put it on 50, the job scraper will find all of the jobs that are listed on this page. If more than 10, if you have the job scraper configured to run every 5 minutes, and more than 10 jobs have been posted in a span of 5 minutes, the frequency of when the check has been run, then you'll miss some of those jobs that have been posted. So I'd like to leave it on 50. That way I'm not missing, let's say like 13 jobs have been posted within a 5-minute time frame. Then I would be missing 3 of those jobs if I just left it on 10. So I just leave it on 50. That way I'm not missing any jobs. And come back to the top. Once I have all my search configuration settings the way that I want, all of these settings in the sidebar here, I just come up here, grab the URL, copy it, bring it over here, and paste it in the custom search URL. There's no button to click to hit save. You can just see down here, it'll automatically save in the activity log. It'll tell you that it saved the custom search. And then in the next 57 seconds here, it'll automatically run a scraping job. But if you want to manually trigger it, now that we have our search URL set, if you want to manually trigger it just to test it, you can click manually scrape. You can see it'll open up a new tab in the background. And then I get a browser notification. You can't see it right now because I'm just recording my Chrome window, but I got a notification in my Windows operating system, a push notification that says 50 new jobs have been found, and you can see it scrapes all the details from all the jobs, what type of job, skill level, pay rate, description, all that stuff. So you can just kind of see the scrape jobs list here. If you want, you can click open and it'll open in a new tab, and you can read it for yourself if you want. But the reason we don't want to do any of that, this is so far there's no advantage other than, this, it'd be the same thing as just going and checking WordPress manually. So far, we've got data being collected now, this being scraped, and what we want to do next is pass it to a webhook. So this will start our automation process. So once we have that set up, I like to come over, I use make.com, but you can use something like Zapier, or just pass it to like if you have a webhook set up using Python or something like that, or any other automation system that uses a webhook that accepts JSON data. It'll just pass JSON data to any webhook. So if I come in here and I say custom webhook, and I'll just add a new one, and I'll just say Upwork test 1, and I'm not setting an IP restriction on it. This would be your local IP, the IP address of your home internet, wherever you're running. If you want to run a restriction on it, personally, there's not really a big reason to set a IP restriction on it, but if you want to, this would be the IP of your home internet from the outside, whatever your ISP assigns you as your outside IP address. So once you have that set, you just take copy to clipboard, hit OK, and I'm going to run this just once so it's ready to listen for a new JSON hook. And I will come over here and enable my webhook now, and then paste this in, and I can scroll down and just check, and I can see, yep, the webhook URL has been saved down here in the activity log, and I can hit test. And I can come over here, and in make.com, I can see here's a test job. It received a custom webhook, and you can see it's getting skills, attachments, questions, etc. So title, the URL of the job, job type, the budget, all that kind of stuff. So that's just to make sure that your webhook is receiving data. And now that your webhook is receiving data, I'm just going to start that again and wait for this job frequency to run again. I can just manually trigger it again. Hopefully it'll find no new jobs have been posted since then. But if I want to come back in here and open my custom URL, now that it's been set, I can do that easily. And let's just open this up. Let's just search for WordPress just so I get some new search results here. So I'll just copy this search URL now, go back to my settings, paste those in the custom search URL field, and I'll hit manually scrape jobs. So I just get some new data here that comes in from the job scraper. Hopefully it should work. Yep, so it found 49 new jobs, and we can close the search, close that search. And here you can see we're getting actual job data now passed into our, the JSON data passed into our webhook. So we can see that this is actual job data now. There's no attachments on this job. The client's in the United States. They've spent over $100 in the past. The description, estimated time for the project, etc. So you get the point. Currently, the scraper is not scraping questions. I have to just update the code to make sure that it's getting all the job questions. But you can see it'll pass the job URL and the title and just all of the stuff about the job. So after you get all that done, you can set up whatever else you want. So now you can automate this however you like. So you can take this data, pass it into Airtable, create a record, pass all that job information into Airtable, and that's what I do. I'll pass it into Airtable, and then I'll set another module, update a record here, and then I'll go into like a Slack module or something like that, and create a message. So once I get the job data in JSON format, I can parse that, make an entry in Airtable, take that entry and pass it into a Slack message. So, and then I can just leave my computer run while I'm away, and I'll get Slack messages on my phone whenever it finds a new job, and I don't even have to be sitting at my computer. So anyways, that's a quick rundown of how to use this. I think some people were getting hung up on how to use the custom search URL. And like I said, the first time you set this up, just come in here and click on this Upwork job search thing, and then go in and just, enter in whatever search terms you want, configure your search however you want, enable or disable any of these options. You don't have to enable or disable any of these. You can enable them all if you want, or disable them all, configure it however you want. Once you have your search configured the way you want it, just copy the URL, come back over here and paste it in. It'll automatically save it, and then wait for it to scrape. It looks like it's going to run a scrape right now. And it'll probably find a whole bunch of garbage since this is a really bad search term. But so anyways, yeah, so that's how you run it. If you have any questions or issues on it, there is a link for Discord here. I'm going to be retiring this Discord. I had an issue with GitHub, marked my account, and people weren't able to leave comments on this. So, but now this all should be open. If you have any issues, just come over here to there is a link at the bottom. If you scroll all the way down, you can see view on GitHub, or buy me a coffee if you want. But click down here and scroll all the way to the bottom of the plugin settings, click view on GitHub, and this will open up the page on GitHub for the project. And just come over here on issues and leave a new issue. If you have any issues or suggestions on features or anything like that, or if something bugs out, I do have some built-in error reporting into the plugin, so hopefully I should be able to catch errors before you guys even report them. But if you have any issues, just feel free and report it. I have a couple ideas for updating the job frequency to have it only run between certain times of the day, if you want to configure it to do that, so you're not burning up any, your webhook over here is not burning up any operations. If you only want to run this from like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or something like that, you can, you'll be able to configure. I'll have to mess around with those settings in the future there, but as of right now, you can configure this to run however you like, but I'll set the ability to run that in a certain time window here in the future, and then a couple other small things to fix. But if you have any ideas or questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out, and hopefully you guys land some jobs. So there you are. Talk to you soon. Have fun, guys.